Like, they fucking hated me. No, you were super insecure and real shitty around people.
Joe Rogan has dealt a severe blow to Ryan Garcia's reputation following his ban from boxing due to the use of PEDs during his bout against Devin Haney. Rogan says no boxer has ever done this in the history of boxing before. He thinks Garcia deserves punishment for cheating and for messing up Haney's good record. Rogan took a moment to respond to Garcia's recent statement, where Garcia implied that the backlash he faced was solely because of the fight's outcome. Rogan swiftly clarified that the uproar wasn't merely about the end result. It was primarily about Garcia's decision to use illegal drugs. While the fight's outcome certainly played a role, it was only a fraction of the larger issue at hand. The heart of the matter lies in Garcia's choice to use performance-enhancing drugs during the match, a decision that carries significant repercussions in the world of sports.
Real shitty around people. It's like you'll see, we'll be able to solve a lot of our social issues that seem insurmountable.
As someone renowned for theories, Rogan offered his perspective on Garcia's actions, suggesting that Garcia's motivations stemmed from a place of insecurity. Rogan theorized that Garcia's decision to use performance-enhancing drugs may have been fueled by his feelings of inadequacy in comparison to other highly skilled boxers in the sport. For instance, Rogan pointed to Gervonta Davis as an exemplar of a boxer with formidable natural talent and power. Davis is known for his devastating knockout ability, relying on his sheer strength and tactical prowess, rather than resorting to the use of performance-enhancing substances. Rogan implied that Garcia's choice to use drugs may have been driven by a desire to level the playing field or compensate for perceived shortcomings in his own abilities. But hasn't this whole mess been cleared up already? Let's take a step back and remember that the amount of osterine, that stuff Garcia tested positive for, was minuscule. It was so tiny that some might say it didn't even matter. Now, even though it was just a little bit, it doesn't change the fact that it was still there, showing up on the tests. Garcia keeps saying he didn't do anything wrong, but even when they checked the second sample, known as the B sample, they found the same stuff in his system from before he fought Haney. Sure, it might not seem like a big deal, but it still means he had a taste of that substance. Even though the amount of osterine was really small, it still raises some eyebrows. How messed up is that? Mike Coppinger, the ESPN guy who first told everyone about Garcia's PED trouble, has now shared the serious consequences Garcia is facing. In a post on Coppinger's Instagram, he spilled the beans about Garcia's punishment. Garcia is getting a whole year off from boxing as a timeout for what he did wrong. Plus, he's kissing goodbye to a whopping $1 million that was supposed to go to Golden Boy Promotions. On top of that, the Boxing Commission is giving him a slap on the wrist with a $10,000 fine. And guess what? That win he got over Haney? Well, it's not looking like much of a win anymore, because they're turning it into a no contest. Tough break for Garcia, huh? Looks like playing fair is the name of the game after all. Hold on a second. A no contest? Turning that win into a no contest is like a big surprise punch for Garcia. If he didn't mean to use PEDs, then all the hard work he put in just goes down the drain. But if he did use them on purpose, well, his good name is taking a real hit. No matter which way you slice it, he's coming out on the losing end. Recent reports indicate that Ryan Garcia, along with his team, has opted to acknowledge and accept the disciplinary measures imposed upon him. What exactly are these measures, you may wonder? Just like I said before, Garcia is slated to undergo a year-long suspension from professional boxing and will also be subject to financial penalties.
So Ryan Garcia, his team agreed to the penalty, which is a year suspension. They pay a fine, okay?
Considering Garcia's outspoken nature, it's surprising to see him go along with this punishment without a fuss. He's usually pretty vocal, especially when it comes to his fights and this whole PED mess. So, why did he let his legal team agree to this penalty? Well, it seems like they might have seen the writing on the wall. Accepting the punishment, they're likely trying to make things easier for Garcia in the long run. Maybe they figure it's better to take the hit now than risk something worse down the road. So what's the worst that could happen to Garcia? Brace yourself. He could get disqualified for a whopping 2 years. Yes, you heard that right. 2 whole years out of the ring. When his legal team looked at that possibility, they probably thought that they better take what they can get.
It could have been a bigger penalty. So they agreed to that. You know, the legal team was like looking at everything. Yo, it could have been DQ 2 years. That's how it sounds to me, that they agreed to, okay, we're going to agree to this. This is clean. We're going to pay the fine, a year suspension, which...
Before the fighters' fight, fans were quick to spot some strange stuff going on with Garcia, making them wonder if he was really ready to take on Haney. He was acting a bit out of the ordinary, like posting some weird stuff on social media, and even saying he knew who killed rapper Tupac Shakur. If you ask me, that's definitely not your usual pre-fight behavior. From there, people started wondering if Garcia was all there mentally before stepping into the ring. Following the confirmation of the PD violation against Garcia, he remained visibly engaged on social media platforms, asserting his innocence. Nevertheless, subsequent tests conducted on samples collected from him prior to the bout reaffirmed the presence of ostarine, the banned substance in question. Adding to the intrigue, Garcia, in an unexpected turn of events, seemingly announced his retirement from boxing, prompting further speculation and curiosity among fans and observers alike. Maybe Garcia already had an idea that something serious was coming his way from the boxing authorities. So what's next for him? Can he bounce back from this? And what will people say about him now? These questions hang heavy in the air as Garcia navigates through this challenging time in his boxing journey. A statement from Sarah Fink, Garcia's publicist, was then issued after the banning of the fighter. Ryan Garcia was a victim of substance contamination, with levels measured in the billions and trillions of a gram, which provided no advantage whatsoever in the ring. Ryan, with his legal team, has resolved this issue and firmly maintains his truth. He never intentionally took any banned substance. It's simply not in his nature. Sarah also pointed out that when Garcia was requested to undergo the test, he didn't hesitate to comply. This willingness to submit to testing, according to Sarah, speaks volumes about Garcia's innocence. In her view, why would Garcia agree to be tested if he were truly guilty of cheating? For many years, Ryan has voluntarily submitted to random testing, even during out-of-competition periods, and has never had any issues. He has maintained an impeccable and clean record throughout his career, significantly elevating and transcending the sport of boxing, earning respect and admiration from millions of fans worldwide. Now, amidst all these unfolding events, individuals such as Joe Rogan find themselves unable to resist meddling in Garcia's affairs. But the question arises, are Rogan's actions justified, or should he refrain from involvement altogether, considering it's not his concern to begin with? What do you think about this? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below.